Good night, viewers, and welcome to this another program of Advancing the Cause. This program comes to you from 18:30 hours to 20 hours. The official host of this program is the Honorable and General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union. Because of pressing national duties, Comrade McDonald could not tonight, and therefore I want to tender an apology for her not being on the program tonight. My name is Dennis Jaikaran, and I would be the host of the program tonight. Tonight is the challenges. And you know, as we would have been saying time and again, every topic that we speak on on these programs, the vast consultation and input from our viewers across this country and overseas. Because I tell you something, that this program is attracting every week more and more viewers. It is attracting more and more comments. It is and the guidance, so to speak, as it relates to how do we deal with issues and how do we topic the challenges. And so as we proceed to deal with this topic, we are going to break it down into three major areas. The first would be education matters. The second would be election matters. And then the third is going to focus on some general issues or matters. And at this stage, we want to express our sincere gratitude and thanks to our viewers and those who make their input in terms of giving credible information to this program and guided, so to speak, by our viewers. We will be speaking on this program to these issues. And so on education matters, there are a few things we want to talk about. And so let me just advise, clarify, and get it straight to not only our viewers, but those who are parroting the issue of the success of the education system under the PPP. I said to you on this program, or this program is saying that during that period of the PPP, the last 5 years, that the education system would have declined tremendously. And so areas of concern or the declining areas would be one, our information on this program is that in every region of this country, despite the fact that the Minister of Education, from the Minister of Education, the PS, the Chief Education Officer, and the aspirants, so to speak, some of whom would have failed not only the education system, but the Guyana Teachers Union, are now putting themselves in positions because they would have allowed themselves to destroy the education system. And so while they boast about these sums of money, billions of dollars as it relates to new buildings, rehabilitation of buildings, repairs to buildings, this program would want to inform the Guyanese population and those abroad that are listening that while we did a footage, so to speak, are so many as it relates to these incomplete buildings, these dilapidated buildings and facilities, we are going to speak to them. And so we want to say to you on this program that they are very and they are in this habit of going to open these buildings and facilities, claiming that these buildings and facilities are good. It is fooling the Guyanese population. It is fooling our learners, our parents, our teachers. And in very many cases, recently, they said that they opened Brickdam Secondary School. And the feedback we would have had would indicate that that school is not completed as yet. But because it is this period, this election period, and they want to record what they would have done despite the fact they did not do it, that is an incomplete project. And not only that, to open buildings are not complete. And therefore, it cannot be recorded in any way or in any form that these projects are complete projects. And so this is only fooling the nation. But gone are the days want to believe lies. And so not only the buildings, but in these buildings, so to speak, that they talk about, adequate as it is not happening, appropriate equipment to suit the learning needs in that particular program. And so they are busy extending schools, rehabilitating schools, and the facilities therein are as poor as can be or non-existent, so to speak. So what they are doing, they are creating shells. And in this shell, they have empty pieces. And so our teachers, our learners, our parents are at a great disadvantage as it relates to these facilities therein in these incomplete buildings. And for these, or they are repairing, I say, or this program is saying to the general public that that these works are not done based on if that is a loss something aspects of the Procurement Act and how they would have failed this country. And the Auditor General sits idly by. All of them peeping through the window. I'm coming to that on nomination day. Most of them decked out in the red so that our social services. These facilities are all in a deplorable and once they are in a deplorable state, it is difficult for those who go there for let again, let me apologize. They are interfering. They are interfering tremendously with this program. But so those who go there for these services at the expense of the tax, they are not only receiving the services that expected, but the facilities they're in are not adequate, appropriate, and comfortable. The pieces of equipment that are used to deliver these services are not up to standard. They are leaking roofs. The gutters are not in place. And like they are interfering with this program, that is how the deplorable the state of these facilities and buildings are. So they are matching these facilities with the deplorable state of these buildings. I hope that we can be kind of stabilized now and we will continue this program. And so we are talking about the deplorable state. And the facilities they're in, they have to be very careful of the floors in which they place whatever they have to place. They have to be very careful.